Now the Blues Clubs of Beale Street, they're close to ringing in the new year in Memphis. And who will get to ring the Liberty Bowl bell later today as Georgia and TCU square off in the 58th annual AutoZone Liberty Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. This afternoon in Memphis, it's the Horned Frogs at 6-6, trying for a 10th bowl win for Coach Gary Patterson. And the Dogs at 7-5 who are looking to close out Kirby Smart's inaugural season with a win. TCU won the toss and deferred. Georgia set to receive in the red jerseys and the silver breeches. And in all white, even though they're the home team, TCU, they were better on the road, so the superstitious Gary Patterson chose the road whites. Underway at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and it's Reggie Davis from his own 10-yard line. And he'll bring it out across the 25. And there are the trips now to the left side. Michelle is the offset back. Eason on 3rd and 8, stepping up, looking for a lane. Now we'll chuck it downfield, and it's caught by Isaiah McKenzie. Across midfield, McKenzie a block. Inside the 20, still on his feet, and down he goes at the 7-yard line as Sony Michel cleared a path for him.
The #1 playmaker on the outside for this team is McKenzie. Eason does a great job of buying time in the pocket and not giving up. McKenzie finds his space, DB falls down, and now it's an element of speed, acceleration, and that's what he does. 77 yards, Beth. That's the way you start and set the tempo in this offense.
Blazevich and Nauta, a couple of tight ends in there. They both go to the right side. Second and goal. The give is to Michelle, to the one, and he punches across the goal line and in. Touchdown, Georgia. Hill will put it into the belly of Hicks again, and a burst into the secondary, and Hicks all the way down to the 41-yard line, and a scamper of 20 yards.
Renzo Carter was in on that tackle, who's on the edge right now, will be that other guy.
4 wide to the right to stretch the field, and Hill finds an opening and has the first down to the 15-yard line, and a gain of 8, Rocky. As we approach the 2-minute mark in the quarter, Hill keeping it all the way, cut down by Maurice Smith. Well, for Georgia, this is where they really have to tighten it up with the red zone defense that is second worst in FBS.
To defend.
Just a couple of down linemen here for Georgia. They're bringing the pressure from the secondary. Hill able to elude it and diving down to the 13-yard line. Dominic Sanders, the junior out of Tucker, Georgia, should have had him in the backfield.
Yeah, Sanders has a ton of experience, 37 career starts, and he's really going to bring that power off the edge as far as bringing a little pressure. Jumped up in the air, thought it was going to pass. Kenny Hill does a nice job. Get him now to 3rd and long in the red zone, Beth. This is where they got to come up big after giving up a lot of points over the season.
They need to get the 5-yard line. Hill, under duress, trucks it into the turf. Trenton Thompson, the sophomore out of Albany, Georgia, was itching to take him down. Out of the hold of the punter, Adam Nunez. Kick is on its way, and it is good. So the Georgia defense holds in the red zone. A costly penalty there for TCU. This Big 12 matchup. Kansas State won the first one of the bowl season with a win over Texas A&M. We still have Auburn, Oklahoma to come. And there's a big hit on Eason in the backfield. The ball squirted out. Tipa Galley was the guy that made a big play, and the Horned Frogs say they've got the turnover, and they do. The sophomore out of USC Dallas, Texas with the recovery. Goes in motion. Hill calls his own number, gets a block from Hicks on the edge and barrels in for 6. Hicks can run it, Hicks can catch it, and a big block on DeAndre Baker to get his quarterback into the end zone.
On today.
Extra point from Brandon Hatfield, dings off of the upright and out. No good. Points off the turnover for TCU, but only 6.
As they lead the country in sacks, 47 of them. That's really made Florida State such a powerful force here late.
They're going to throw it back to Hill, who's almost intercepted. John Diarce threw it back. Marshall got a hand on it. Georgia saying it was a backward pass.
That was incomplete.
Were they both backward passes? The first one was definitely a backward pass. Was the one coming back just to keep an eyeball on it to make sure. First play, obviously, now let's watch the track of this ball. It looks like it is forward. But again, that's a heck of a job. We just talked about number 51, Marshall, and 52, Clark. Well, he comes back and they make a play. Good job by the true freshman to stay home.
Second and goal. Hill, the catch made. Touchdown, TCU. John Diarce from 10 yards out.
Quite sure how he caught that ball, Beth. Unbelievable. Getting his paws on this one. He's going to run the slant route. Watch him on the outside. Defender out. The defender starts to fall down as he tries to go through him. That's Parrish, number 14. Falls down as he extends, but I'll tell you what, plucking the ball out of the air in front of his body. It's a heck of a job right there by Diarce.
Out to the flat. McKenzie, good yards after the catch, and he picks up the first down out to the 35-yard line. First down of the day for Georgia. Room for Sony Michel, and there's the power to pick up the first down across the 45 and out to the 48-yard line. He ran right through Nico Small and a gain of 12. Nick Chubb moving up to number 2, passing Todd Gurley today. He'll get the call. The flea flicker back to Eason. Looking deep downfield for Godwin, and a flag down, an official down, a receiver down, and a DB down.
Yeah, everybody falls down, Beth. Great play call. Flea flicker, trick plays. That caught the DB in a vulnerable spot. He has to grab the wide receiver as he's bursting away, because if he didn't, it might have been a home run. Watch here, you got the flea flicker, number 24.
Holding. Defense, number 24. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They push themselves out of field goal range, and now they have to try to convert off a penalty. Pressure down for the quarterback.
4 Horned Frogs coming. The pass is away to Michel. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another one inside the 20, the 10, the 5. Lunging for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Georgia. And he made more than one miss. Now with both scores for Georgia, with 1:13 to go in the half, this will be Cavante Turpin with a lane. And Turpin with a burst. All the way out across midfield, and they'll have a chance for more points before the break with a 1:03 to go. Pressure coming, Hill able to break the tackle of Thompson. He's going to get caught from behind, and the ball is out. Georgia's got it. Stripped by Lorenzo Carter, and recovered by Aaron Davis.
I'll tell you what, Trent Thompson is taking this game over, Beth, at the line of scrimmage. And they talked about he's been a little up and down, but he's been working technique, and he's become a consistent player. Well, guess what? Today, he's been a beast.
Just enough to be able to pop that ball out.
So Eason downfield. The catch is made at the 40-yard line for a first down.
Need to get up and spike it. Need to get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Get everybody set. Just stand where you are in place and spike it.
They're going to throw it instead. And the catch is made to get out of bounds by Isaac Nauta. 6 seconds to go.
Again, you know, great play. They get it out there. They're still not close enough to kick it, in my opinion. If you spike it at 11 seconds, you might get yourself a better play. But they're going to, looks like they're going to try.
Yeah, they're going to bring on Blankenship. Keep in mind, Eason is the holder. But as long as a 49-yarder in that big win against Kentucky when he also nailed the game winner as time expired, this will be a 53-yard attempt. And it is no good and not even close.
Yeah. You know, again, Beth, you know, in that vital situation where you get that first down, the clock is temporarily stopped. Honestly, get up to the line of scrimmage. You got 11 seconds and just spike it. Let's survey the play field here and see what we can do. I know they got the quick pass, but obviously it wasn't close enough. I don't know if I like that route that they went there at the end of the game. Get a situational team in there to at least start the series off. Can't have that happen and give up 3 yards.
2nd and 1 here. Kyle Hicks going to get the call. Hicks good, patient running, waited for the opening, found it, ball squirts loose at the tail end of the play, and Georgia's got it. The second strip by Lorenzo Carter today, and it's Dominic Sanders picking it up. And the official's certainly going to look and see if the runner was down.
The ruling on the field for a fumble recovered by the defense.
Nope.
First down, Georgia.
It's definitely out, but TCU's got plenty of time to get on this ball. They got offensive linemen running with the tailbacks, which is great. They're in position. You see right there, Niang's, they had another lineman try to flop on it. He actually had it. It came out. We get to see it there on the back end, but again, that was a huge turnover. Again, Lorenzo Carter's making a play.
38-yard attempt for Blankenship, and they're going to fake it. Ramsey will carry and get the first down to the 10.
Well, I'll tell you, this is pretty good design. And watch number 5, Julian Rochester. He's going to be on the edge, pulling around and lead block. And number 5 right there. I'll tell you, that's a long way to go for a punter, a holder to take that. I think he was a little shocked on how big that hole was, but you got that width on the outside because the kicker went wide and he just went right up the middle. It's a nice play call for Kirby Smart.
That is usually Eason, the holder, but it was Bryce Ramsey, the third-string quarterback, that was the holder there that ran for it.
Pre-snap read, Rocky, and again, he's got some guys open. You know, they had a crossing route there, but Sony Michel came open. Hopefully they can punch it in or get themselves a chance here on 3rd down under center.
Out of the eye with Payne and Michel. Eason with the fake pitch, lobs it over the top to Javon Wims. And a 4-yard touchdown for Georgia.
Really nice play design here. They're going to bring the tight end back in motion, show crack, and then Wims looks like he's hitting in the linebackers, and he just slips through, and a nice touch pass by Jacob Eason finally gets it in there. They get themselves a touchdown. Between that and the fake field goal, that's a heck of a series for this Georgia football team.
Look out for the Big 12. You got some pretty good quarterbacks coming back in that league. Oklahoma State looked really good last night in their win against Colorado. K-State beat Texas A&M. Turpin, another nice return out across TCU. Will give them a new look. They'll go empty. Hill out of the pocket and down inside the 20-yard line. Run out by Julian Rochester. 4 yards rushing now on 11 carries for Hicks. 69 yards rushing for Kenny Hill. They'll option it left. The pitch to Anderson. Gets a hat on a hat at the 10-yard line and another 9-yard gain. They'll stack receivers on both sides here on 2nd and 1. Hill takes a hard hit. Anderson shoved out of bounds short. That was Natrez Patrick, who just returned to the lineup today from an injury. Hold the edge on the outside, and it's 3rd and 2. Turpin in motion. He'll get it. Trying to turn the corner, and he can't. And it's Roquan Smith. Cole Hunt, the tight end, is in the backfield.
Quarterback run here, potentially following his tight end in the backfield.
Hill keeps, and he's got it to the 9. Patrick was the first guy there. A couple of touchdowns and 4 trips to the red zone. Hill throwing for 6. Up into the corner. Touchdown. What a catch by John Diaz. Beat out DeAndre Baker for the 50-50 ball, and TCU grabs the lead. To add to the fold with all their skill guys coming back. Here's Chubb around the edge. Nice block downfield, and there goes Chubb inside the 20 and all the way down to the 6-yard line with Brandon Cablano leading the way.
You know, I love Cablano here because he chips a defender, helps his guy out, then he goes out, makes a chop block at the next level. That's the athleticism. Now, he lacks size, but what he does in speed and technique helped him on that run to get a 53-yard run for Chubb.
Sony Michel. And he's wrapped up immediately in the backfield. James McFarland got to him, 2nd and goal. Eason running out of time, and down he goes, wrapped up by Chris Bradley. And it's 4th down. Third sack of the day. This a 30-yard attempt for the lead. And the difference right now is the missed PAT in the first half by TCU as the Dogs go back on top.
Tempo has obviously helped them with success today against the defense.
On the rollout, downfield to Graham again, a 1st down into Georgia territory.
Beth, listen, they just had another defender not off the field. There should have been a flag called. There were 12 guys on the end of the field at that point. Didn't get off the field in time, and again, they let it go.
All right, 1st and 10. Dominic Sanders will stay in the game for Georgia. And another throw downfield and a catch for a 1st down. Des White inside the 35, 14-yard gain.
And you know what's interesting, Beth, to go back, Dominic Sanders had his helmet off on that play, almost thinking like he probably was about to get thrown out back in the game.
Hill 16 for 21 for 140 yards now with 2 touchdown passes. Hicks will run the other way. And met there immediately by Maurice Smith, who held the line.
Force potentially a field goal.
Dogs rush 4. Hill taken down for the sack by Trenton Thompson. It was Maurice Smith coming from the other side that forced it.
Well, I'll tell you, we could probably have a highlight film of this young man because he is wrecking crew at the line of scrimmage. He's right over the center, and he's going to loop around and work his way to the outside. But, again, closing speed. Kenny Hill's a fast guy, but he's got quickness and burst in the short range, and he wraps him up. Again, another young player, best sophomore, that's going to be a star for this team.
That's his 3rd sack, which is a Liberty Bowl record for Trenton Thompson. And now a 47-yard attempt. He's hit from 40 and missed from 41. High snap. The place is down and the kick is no good.
Man. He's been shaky, Beth, all day. An extra point earlier that he made was a hard hooking kick also. Just not comfortable today for whatever reason.
Georgia holds on to that 1-point lead. Sony Michel in the backfield, and he'll get the ball. Nice cut. And a gain of 9.
Sony Michel on the carry.
Michel gets to the outside with the blitz coming up the middle. And he's got the first down for Georgia. Ran right away from the blitzing backers and a gain of 20.
They tightened down the split of the outside, the receiver on the outside, and he down blocks on the corner. Nobody was home. Sony does a pre-snap read early on the snap, and he bounces it immediately. Again, he's got great vision to see that, and of course the explosive speed to get to the outside, Beth. I'll tell you, both of these guys are back next year. I'm getting excited for Georgia in their running game.
Only 49 yards rushing in the first half. They are now over 200 for the game and chewing up that clock with the lead.
Had some ups and downs with throughout the season. Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, leaning on him right now.
More of Chubb. Right up the middle. Nick Chubb, touchdown. It wasn't working well in the first half, but Georgia stuck with it, and the ground game has cranked it out in the second half.
Center, right guard, right tackle, Cablano, Gaillard, Pike. These guys are taking control of this game, and they are pushing back this TCU defensive line, and it makes it easy for Nick Chubb to get in the end zone when you don't get touched 8 yards down the field. The ball to routes and to his receivers. Not many of them have caught too many balls today, so again, finding the open man in 3rd and 10. Got to make a big play. Georgia's defense right now in control.
They're going to run it with Hicks. He'll get a good chunk of it down inside the 45 and a gain of 6. 4th and short.
Obviously, the plan was to go for it on 4th down. It's man-to-man coverage across the board.
Smith and Carter rushing from the edges. The throw downfield, and it's broken up, incomplete. And it's Georgia football. It was DeAndre Baker with the coverage on Taj Williams. And Georgia will take over with 1:14 to go. And TCU has 2 timeouts. The second half on the ground for Chubb. Looking to hold on to that football, stay in bounds, and why not pick up another first down?
And that's it right there, Beth, because we just talked about it. You start putting these defenders up at the line of scrimmage to make a stop, and all of a sudden you get creased and gashed, and Nick Chubb is not going to miss a hole if you give it to him. Takes a step outside and really makes 2 guys miss because of his speed, quickness, and the power. You see those the leg strength to break tackles. It's been an impressive day for him, especially in the second half.
That may be a fitting end of the season for number 27. He runs it 27 yards to get the first down. He's got a $142 today and a touchdown coming all the way back from that knee injury last season. And both he and Michel and Jacob Eason all return next season. So does Isaiah McKenzie. And for the Horned Frogs, a lot of young guys coming back for them as well. But it's Georgia today in the bowl debut for Kirby Smart as a head coach at his alma mater.
Well, let's put it this way with Kirby Smart, okay? Not maybe the ideal season they're used to having as far as big-time records, but I'll tell you, I see a lot of players, young players, that are playmakers for this football team, and I think with the young skill and the recruiting, this thing's going to add up and pay a lot of dividends. Next year is going to be a big year for this coach.
And you've got a trip up to South Bend to play Notre Dame next September for one of the marquee matchups early in the season. And what could be a major moment for the Bulldogs next September. They're going to enjoy the offseason with a bowl win over TCU as they take the AutoZone Liberty Bowl 31-23. They wanted to run it today. Didn't get it done in the first half. Got it done and then some in the second. They're going to finish with 247 on the ground.
And again, this offensive line for Georgia, people have said they're undersized, they're not big enough, they're not strong enough. To be quite honest with you, the reason why they won this game is because what they did up front. Yeah, it was tough early in the game. TCU was doing some things to get them off those tracks we talked about as a key to the game, but they finally figured it out. They got hats on hats, and they drove back this undersized defensive line and controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's what took the pressure off this young man, Jacob Eason, in the second half. Didn't have to make too many plays when you got two backs and the offensive line churning like they were at the end of the game in the fourth quarter.